What's up, YouTube? Been a while since my last video. Just wanted to touch base with a new video and kind of give you guys an update with what's going on. Obviously, with it being winter here in Canada, there's not a lot of car meets or car events or things of that nature going on. So like I mentioned in my last video, I want to take the channel into kind of a new direction or a new territory, if you will. I've been self-employed now for, going on 10 years. And I see every day videos popping up on YouTube, how to make money at home and how to turn your side hustle into an income. And I've always been very attracted to these videos, but I often feel like the creators, in some cases, not all cases, fail to meet the mark on really providing the necessary value for the audience to take action. Now, hopefully, that's something that I'm here to correct. One of those things that I'd like to discuss here on the channel is the topic of direct-to-garment printing and producing custom apparel. It's something that I recently got involved with the last year or so, and I've fallen in love with it, I have to say. Creating promotional products and bringing designs to life through apparel it's exciting. It really lets me explore that creative outlet, and I have to say it can be very rewarding, both financially and in other aspects as well. So this video is kind of going to be a breakdown of an introduction, if you will, to direct-to-garment printing and a look at my setup for producing custom t-shirts at home. So just as a quick oversight as to what you need to get started in the direct-to-garment t-shirt printing business. Obviously, number one is you're going to need a DTG printer. That's the key element here. Obviously, the Epson F2100, like I said, is about 15,000 USD, but there are other cheaper options available. There are options available from Ricoh. There are options available from Coldesi. There are options available from various Chinese manufacturers that you can find on Alibaba. But the Epson, of course, is one of the more trusted devices. Number two, you're going to need a heat press. Now, again, just like with the direct-to-garment printers, there's a wide range of heat presses available, starting with the very affordable that you can find on Amazon for $100, $200 if you're just a hobbyist getting started. And then there's the very expensive heat presses that are offered by companies like Hotronics, Geonite. Those are the main two name brands that people in this business tend to trust. However, there are a lot of emerging companies, so I would recommend doing your research and find yourself a unit that is going to meet your needs, but is also going to meet your budget. The third thing that you're going to need is a Pretreat machine. And if you don't want to get started with a Pretreat machine, like I mentioned previously, you can get started with a spray gun. All you need is the Epson Pretreat or whatever Pretreat solution you're using, and some kind of spray gun like from Wagner or another home supply company of some kind. Typically these spray guns are used for painting houses and things of that nature, but you would just load the Pretreat into that and you manually spray the shirt. Outside of these three requirements, the next one would really be blank garments. Now there are a ton of places to order blank t-shirts on the internet, obviously, but the first and most recommended step that you should take prior to purchasing bulk t-shirts is get registered as a business. If you're ordering from certain websites online that don't ask for any kind of resale certificate or business license, they're going to have much higher pricing than a manufacturer or, pardon me, a retailer who would require a business license. In order to get access to the best pricing, it's important that you have that. So if you have not yet obtained that, I would make that my primary step. And then as far as recommending a vendor, here in Canada, the two best vendors are Sanmar and SS Activewear. Another good one is Alpha Broder as well. But if you're in the United States, of course, there's probably quite a bit of options. So let me just give you a quick look at what I'm talking about so it doesn't sound so confusing. When I say t-shirt printer, this is what I'm referring to. Obviously, this machine is quite a bit larger than your traditional desktop printer, but essentially it operates the same. it takes ink cartridges. Here you'll see the white and the yellow. And on the other side of the machine here, you'll see the magenta, cyan, black, and the cleaning cartridge. So just like any other printer, it prints CMYK, but instead of loading the media at the back of the printer and it being fed through the printer, you load the t-shirt here on the front. It feeds into the printer and it prints whatever image you have set up for it to print. Now, obviously, the reason that these printers aren't as widely used as the vinyl cut machines like the Cricut and the Cameo are that these machines are quite expensive. This particular machine that I use is the Epson SureColor F2100, and this printer runs for retail about 15,000 USD, and that's not including any of the extra machinery or extra things that you're going to need to get the job started. So here's a quick look at the other two machines that you essentially need to get started in the direct-to-garment t-shirt printing business. On the right-hand side here, we've got what's called a heat press. What this does is it's got both a lower and an upper platen here, as you can see, and a clamshell design. So you pull this out, load the t-shirt onto here once the design's been printed, push this back, and you close this down. And essentially, using heat, what it's going to do is it's going to cure that design. Obviously, when you put ink onto a t-shirt, just as if you were putting ink onto a paper, the ink is still going to be wet, and this process here with the heat press essentially allows the ink to dry, and it really sets into the shirt, and that's how you get a long-lasting image. Now, the machine that you see here on the left, next to the heat press, this is what they refer to as a Pretreat machine. This particular machine was designed and developed by a company named Pearl. To my knowledge, they're based out of the United States, but this machine is manufactured in China like most. Now, essentially what this machine does, it's not on right now, but if it were on, is you'd simply pull this out, this drawer out here. You load the t-shirt onto the what they call the platen here. You go ahead and you close this device. You would select how much Pretreat you want to put on that shirt, and we'll discuss this more in another video. And then if you look inside here, you see at the very back there's a little nozzle, and it's on a track. Then what this machine will do when you tell it to start is it will actually go through and it will spray Pretreat across that shirt. Now, the benefit to using a machine like this is that you get a consistent, even spray every time. You are welcome to, instead of using a Pretreat machine, to use something like what we used in the past, which is a Wagner spray gun, or just any spray gun, but Wagner is typically the recommended brand. Now, if you're using something like that, obviously it's a little bit more of a manual process. You'd have to decide what area of the t-shirt you want to pre-treat, spray it with that manual sprayer, and then cure it with the heat press. Now, this particular machine here makes a lot more sense because, like I said, you get a consistent spray pattern every time, which, if you're going to be offering these garments for sale and you want to sell a quality product, that's important. Well, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this video on a quick introduction to direct-to-garment printing and a quick look at my personal at-home DTG setup. I know that there are a ton of topics to cover in the world of direct-to-garment printing, and this just barely scratches the surface. However, I do have a lot of videos planned for this space and for other spaces, so I hope to provide you guys quite a bit of value in future videos in terms of the process for DTG. I'm going to break it down a lot further for you. I'm going to break down some of the costs. I'm going to break down some of the strategies on how you can market this business and how you can collect clients. I plan to get into some pretty in-depth topics hopefully here in the future. So if that sounds like it interests you, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know. Right now in Canada, with it being winter, not a lot of car content on the horizon, so I plan on pumping out quite a few more videos in this personal side hustle work from home space. So if this kind of content interests you, let me know. It's always nice to hear from people. So go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of the video. And if there's any topics you'd like to see me cover, let me know. And if I have a scope of knowledge in that particular topic, I'd be happy to share any information with you guys. But until next time, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you're so inclined, and join us on this journey of hopefully me learning to provide some value to you, the audience. Now, thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and until next time, peace.